Hi everybody, welcome back to Cids Modded Live Season 2 Episode 36, and can I interest you in a little something for the weekend? Maybe? A little bit off the top, maybe the sides? No? Yeah, I've got shears. Why have I got shears? Well, I want to go and I want to shear a whole load of grass. Why do I want to shear a whole load of grass? Well, I need a whole load of grass to shear. And yeah, so obviously if you need a whole load of grass to shear, then well, you shear it. I mean, that kind of makes sense, I think. And I'm just basically going to shear grass until I have worn these shears out. Hopefully that will be 2 or 3 stacks of grass. Let me get that one going. And then I'm going to go and do something with the grass. But before we do that, we need to shear the grass. So we are shearing. We'll get a good old shear going and the world will be good and happy, if somewhat less grassy. Yeah, back in a moment. Alright, we've sheared some grass. What are we doing with all this grass? Why do I want sheared grass? Well, what I actually want to do is I want to cook said sheared grass. And when we cook the sheared grass will turn into straw from roots too. That's going to take a hot moment, but the reason I want to do this is we've been preparing with the old enchantments, and they're for something a little bit more, I don't know, what's the word, aggressive, maybe, might be the right word here. And we've also put some skills on on a couple of items, and we're getting tougher. However, those of you who follow me or follow me for quite a while will know that I'm nothing if not prepared. If I can go and fight a wither, well, how do I put this subtly? Only an idiot fights a fair fight. I want to stack the odds of that fight in my favour so highly that I can virtually one-shot the bugger. Because, you know, this is how it works. We also need to do something with all of this lot at some point still. I may actually, while we're preparing for this, get another, if I could get, I don't know, let's say 8. Let's have a look here. Black hole, so each one of these is 3, 6, 9, and this one is nearly full. So if I put another one of these in, that would be 8. I need 2 of these to store. Do I really want to store that much dye? I'm just thinking of the colours that we're getting, the dyes and everything. I mean, we can do, it's not a problem. If we have a look at the black hole unit, I've got everything we need. We can make that. Can I make 4 of them? I can, so that's simple enough. Can I make a black hole controller? I can. So that's all good. I've got all of that. So for another 3 of those, I can still make them. That's fine. So that's like half of the dyes out of the system. Or wool, or clay, you name it. We can do this. We also need a external storage, which we can craft 1 and start, and that'll wait a moment while we're waiting for the straw. So, I mean, that's all doable. We can grab you, we can take you over here, and we can very, very, very carefully pop that out. And we also need to go pop and pop. And we can get our black hole controller, place it down here, and obviously we can do that. And that is all good and fine and dandy, and that's another block of storage. I'm not sure, that usually does increase the storage, the power usage a little bit, but not majorly. Right, so this is, I mean, the storage is going to be one of especially this element of storage is going to be one of those things that we are basically on going with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And if we bring up dye, there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's blue, which is, and they're basically 16. Let's not beat around the bush. So we can go in there, we can grab a first coloured dye, which would be, say, red. Is it better to do dye or wool? I think we're better to do wool, actually. Let's just have a look at the wools. It's just because we've got more wool than we've got dye, I think. So white wool, bang, bang, bang. You can go in there and lock. Then the next one will be orange into here and lock it. And then magenta. So yeah, the storage of large volumes of wool probably never struck you as being the most glamorous of things, but hell, you know, I want to take it because it's something we're getting a lot of. That was that one, so that's this one. Bang bang, store. Yep, and then you got lime here. Getting a little bit laggy around here. There's an awful lot of things going on, I think. Then you got pink. I don't know whether it's me or what. I may need to do a little bit of optimization somehow. Followed by pink, you got grey. Is that there? No, that's the last one of this batch. So there's grey. And obviously we can pick these up and have done with, and that's all good and fine and dandy. Excellente. And obviously straw's still cooking, so we'll pop these into here. We'll start off with I don't know, it doesn't really matter to be honest, but white wool followed by orange wool, followed by magenta, followed by, was that light blue? It was light blue, wasn't it? Light blue, followed by a yellow, followed by lime, and then a pink, and then grey. And obviously we can repeat that for the other 8 colours, and you know, that will be an item that we don't have to worry about. But what we can do in the first instance is basically get this and put you in, actually put you in there, and then we can go and grab all of these. So there's a magenta. Let's get you sorted. So grab all of these. Oops, hang on. Light blue, orange, lime. Interesting. Just I find it interesting how some of these get the get some colours and others don't. It's an oddity to be sure. Lime and grey. Yeah, we didn't use cyan, did we? Magenta. And white, pink, light grey. We didn't do light grey. And obviously those can all just be chucked straight in. And eventually what we'll have is everything that we want in this system will go automatically into that RF system. But that's not what we're doing today, so I will stop fiddling around with that for the time being. While we're doing, I'm going to I don't know, I'll get on with that because I'm still waiting on the straw, so I'll be back in a bit. Right, straw's cooked. What do we use straw for? We use straw to make thatch. You're so excited, I can tell. Probably be enough there. We're going to have a look at block craftery, and we want some of those, and those I would like to make into those. And we'll take a whole bunch of those. What do we need for block craftery? I can never remember that. Make me a bunch of those. That's probably enough. Now in terms of well, let me have a look at the saplings. There is not ghostwood. There's a tree I want, and we are going to have to go to the nether to get it, because I haven't got the actual sapling here, amazingly. Which is as much of a surprise to me as it is to you, given the amount of crap that I've hoarded so far. Okay, let's head over this way. While we're heading over, we'll skill up our bow a little bit, because it would be wrong not to. Who was over here? I'm sure I saw somebody hanging around. Got him. Yeah, I mean, we don't need to do this. This is all about getting the skills, which will in turn up the... oh, hello. Don't mind if I do. In turn up the stuff we get off of this, you know, bow. Because if we look at it, it's currently got 175 of 240, and there's somebody with an overly powerful car and a big fat exhaust big enough to sleep in just driving past my window, so apologies for that. Again, for those of you who don't know, in the UK at the moment, the UK never has good weather. We don't do good weather. It's something that shouldn't happen. If we get a couple of days a year, we're happy. And we're now on to like our second week of a heat wave with no signs of it ending. We're apparently going to get another until the end of the month, until the end of July. This is going to be a thing. So yeah, go figure. Okay, let's take a little sprint down this way. Get ready to nitro creepers. I hear you, I just don't see where you are. Nope. Okay, we are reasonably safe in this area then. Okay. Oh, there he is. We'll get him. You can't. More like an ACAC gun, this thing, than anything sensible. So, this from plants is the blazing tree, and it gives you red oak. Now, this one here, of course, is the ghostwood tree from Natura, and you know, it's all right. It's not bad. We'll have a few. I don't mind having a few of these ones, but makes a nice white oak, a nice white plank. But that's not really what I want. Yeah, definitely more like an anti-aircraft gun now. I love it. The one I'm interested in is... Actually, there was one down there. Oh well, doesn't matter. We'll go and grab these ones because, you know, we can. Is this one. This is, again, from the plants mod. And it is the ashen wood. And I like this more than the ghost wood for one very simple reason. Why is this not falling apart? Oh, there's a log there. And that is that the logs look nice as well. I mean, the ash wood it's just such a nice wood. It really is. Now, I don't know what you have to plant this on, whether it has to be planted on netherrack. I mean, it plants on netherrack, obviously. Okay, I see you over there, sir. Or whether it will plant on dirt, so we'll have to try that when we get back to the overworld, because I'm not going to do all the growing here. I am wow, just stuff. It's just stuff. I mean, there's so much stuff in the nether. It is actually almost obscene. Right, now the only issue with this is I think we may be on a very thin bit of land here, and consequently we're probably not going to get that bit there. However, I can't leave that. That will just drive me up the wall. Okay. Yeah, we'll go with that. We've got 11 saplings and we've got some of the wood. So these. Now there is a method to my madness here. This is not me just going, I need to get some stuff. It's there's a design in my head for a build. So we've been preparing by getting our enchants going. However, there's more preparation that you can do. Obviously, you can make sure you prepare carefully and correctly, getting all of the enchants doing. You can get a few golden apples, even if you wish. But the one thing we haven't played around with is potions. Now, I want to have a look at the potion brewing, any automation we can do, but before I do that, I want to build a place for us to make potions. And the humble witch's hut is often a maligned and underrated structure. I think it could be so much prettier. So that's what we're going to do. That's the theory anyway. Let's see if we ever get back to the overworld. Oh, and I think we will build it out in the swamp because it's, you know, it needs to be in a swamp. It'd be nice to get away from all of this faffing around over here as well, because there's a lot of activity going on in this build area. And it would be nice to not chunk some ones to unload because obviously they're loaded, but unload some of the visual stuff. Right, question. Can we plant this? We can't plant it on sand. Makes sense. I wouldn't have expected to, but you have to test these things. You never know, as the saying goes. What about soil? Will you plant on dirt? No, you won't. So you have to go on netherrack. That's fine. It is still in itself not a problem, because we've got lots of bone meal, and we've got netherrack, and we've got an axe that chops things down, and it has mending, so we can repair it very easily. We could pop the saplings into here and get it to chop them down if we can. Maybe replace these four here with some netherrack. That could be a thing. Although we would need to add a thing for the ashen wood, but I don't think we're going to need that much ashen wood that I would want to go quite that far. However, we can grab the bones, and we'll get rid of you and you and you. We'll keep you, so grab a few stacks of that. We need a bit of netherrack. We'll just take the one. That's all we really need. And we'll, I don't know, we'll pop it there. And we'll pop that there. And then we shall... Lovely. And we can soon have these apart, get ourselves a reasonable supply of this wood, and yeah. I don't think I'll need all that much bone meal actually. I'm probably being a little bit overkill. It's one of my many faults. One of my many faults, yeah, we'll go with many. Anyway, I'm going to do a bit of this and I'll be back within a second. Just a quick aside. Turns out super gems and super powers have, if you press Shift and C, sorry, you get it, change it into lumberjack mode. And guess what lumberjack mode does? Yeah, I didn't know that either. So apparently that's the thing. Now you can see my chaos meter is going down, so it's not entirely free, but all we have to do is go and stand under our little selection of chaos gems. Carefully avoid chopping. Oh, hang on, let me do that, because I don't want to chop my house down. That would be embarrassing. Yeah, but so who knew? As I say, clearly I didn't. Now I do. I'm going to abuse it to hell, but that's what, nearly 2 stacks. I think we'll be a little bit more and we should be good. And also, while we're at it, oops. Why did you... Oh, there you go. Oops, apparently that bit wasn't part of it, but there you go. Who knew? Right. And I should have stopped saying who knew, because clearly many people knew. I mean, I'm assuming the mod author was quite aware of the fact. Bang. That is pretty cool, though. Just play it safe around the building. Alright, we'll get rid of you. And so this, while we're at it, area of effect. So yeah, that's quite a nice little... You can see my standing under these quickly refills my chaos, so that isn't an issue. We can drop all of that off and that off. That should do us in terms of that. Is there anything else we want? I would like some dark oak, I think. I don't know. Let's try and work this back. Ironwood and spruce. Now if I were to come, let's just have a look at the pallets here. If I were to place down one of those, and then if I were to take some of that and put down a bit of that. Now you see, we don't want to go mad with this, but which colours work best against that? So if we take that and then we take a bit of the ironwood or a bit of the dark oak, just bear with me a second. Alright, I've been thinking, sorry about that, the wife was just chatting to me. England apparently have just won, which gives you an idea when this was 4-3, I believe the score was. Living wood. I'm wondering whether we can get away with this as a counter colour. It doesn't rotate though, does it? That's a shame. It's just because I quite like this ruined effect, and then obviously you've got the patterned, which gives you, yeah, against that kind of grey with the wall. Maybe. I think we could carry that. However, if we are going to do that, that means we are going to need a lot of living wood, and we ain't got a lot of living wood, so we need to, let's have a look, 1, 1. Get down this, and then we can basically go, hang on, we'll get this in. And I'm going to have to basically chop a load of this up, so that's my next job. Alright, I have got 2 crates and a few assorted oddments on me, and we are heading out to the swamp. I am not entirely sure where we're going to build this yet, but I really need to do something about this damage we take. Even with feather falling, we take a fair old amount from that multi-jump, which is I suppose its downside. So yeah, the swamp itself, we may want to come back and get some willow saplings. The problem with anything is, you know what it's like with these things, you try and predict as much as you can of what you want, or what you will want, but the reality of it is that you will miss something. Well, certainly I will, because that is the way I roll. Now, last time I was over this way, there was alligators or crocodiles. Are there any alligators or crocodiles? I don't think there are. However, this bit here, I don't really want to build in. I'd like to get a bit further away from the base. I also do like to have a good look around underwater, because you never know what you might find in the terrain gen underwater. It's surprising the number of times I've gone down in a cave, has gone down to a dungeon, or... Hello, Mr. Alligator. Anybody else? I sell you. You know, I think that's crocodile actually. They're endangered, you know. And if they weren't, they will be. Because, you know, they keep trying to eat me. But, yeah, it'd be wrong not to have this... did I miss... Yes, there we go. One more lot of alligator remains. Or crocodile. Take your pick. And then we can move on this way. Now, obviously, this is not the terrain we want, because this is plains, I think. Yeah, plains. We want swamp, and the bit I am looking towards is we are... Where are we? Let me centre on us. We're here, and I'm looking up towards this bit, see if we can't do something off of here a bit. I don't mind having the crocodiles about, I just don't want them in my face eating it, you know. So we'll have a little wander over and just see what we can find, and then we're going to come up with the witch hut to end all witch huts. Now there is a technological solution to potion brewing which we're going to have a play with, but we may need more than one. I'm not entirely sure how this is going to pan out, but let's have a look. You see that? I love this bow. Yeah, you know when you finally get... oh, and look at this water. Oh. Wow. This is... when you finally get... a truly awesome weapon. Where are you? One there. I don't want to leave anything to waste though, because, you know, these are at least digital living creatures we're slaughtering. With abandon, shall we say. So we should be at least considerate of their sacrifice, and you know, we've got plenty of croc hide. So they are crocodiles, which technically in reality are an endangered species, and in this world are definitely an endangered species because I've just made them that way. Okay. So the question then, first the question we come up with, because I would like to be over, I think over this way. This is a nice place. It's full of crocodiles. I'm sat there wondering why I was moving so fast, but of course I've got water walking, the depth strider, haven't I? Splash, right. Where to build? You see, I wanted to... That looks like a river mouth over there. So I think out over here a little bit. So yeah, what we need to do is we'll get our crates down. We've got a few bits and pieces. This has got a few decorative items and a bit of deco craft, but a tiny bit. We'll start off with this stuff. In fact, we'll probably start off with a sleep, and when we can. And I'll be back in a moment. Alright, so witch huts are normally not this large, and I want something a bit bigger because I think the witch hut that Wizards, Mojang, why do they think Wizards? I'm thinking Magic the Gathering for some peculiar reason. Oh, stop it! Christ, get me out of this. Hang on. Incidentally, that is just the ambience effect, which is a bit confusing because there's a tendency, obviously, to think of this as things. So 1, 2, I think we did, that would be the middle there. Right, can we get a ladder? Let me just double check. I can't remember what ladders we have in this. Metal, iron, rusty ladder, if I had iron on me, but of course I don't, because I'm usually fairly crap at bringing things like that I might need. So we're going to have to go with the good old wooden ladder, I think, just for the time being. We can fix that later with possibly one of these, I don't know which. But I want to keep the outside fairly clear. Now what I was thinking is we would come over here, have 1, 2, God, this is, the multi-jump is, it's a great tool, but it's also painful when you don't want it to be. Okay, and ow, damn you. Oh, you see what I mean? Oh, bugger. Just get me on. So, outside of the hut, I'm going to have this quite very drab, dark timber, which, you know, will keep that going. But then the inside of the hut is going to be a little bit more opulent. We're using the ow. And even then it wouldn't let me put it on. You swine. So this stuff, we can, how do I think we should go about this? I think we probably start off with the outside here. So well, swine. A little bit more of that. Can we use this to make a door, by any chance? We can dye it, which is kind of bizarre in its own way. Make plant jars, though. That should be fairly good, I think, for decoration, but I don't think we can actually make a door. That's probably easier to just go look at door. Door. Iron doors. Melissa's doors. Ghostwood door might be, or a bloodwood door might be an interesting one. Ghostwood probably, although I didn't bring any with me, but that's not a problem because we're going to set a spawn here anyway. Now, similarly, I think what we should probably do down the edge here is the edge of this before we start. With this is just going to be a fairly straightforward thing, and then we'll do the fancy floor in the middle on the inside. The outside of this is also going to be obviously this dark wood. I want it to be really, really dingy. Might be a cave down there with a baby zombie in it. I don't know what gives me that idea, but there you go. 1, 2, 3, bang, we got plenty, so it's not like we can't spend a bit. And there, and then take this round. So from the edge, this should look fairly miserable. And that, you know, that is deliberate. However, the internals, we do no, hang on. We need to make you into that, and then that gives us framed. Okay, let me do those. That gives us a patterned, and then if we cut this down to size with a chisel, we'll not be far wrong. Bits bag, chisel, and let me just have a look in here, because I've got a very strong suspicion I've got a load of crap I don't want. Actually, I haven't. Damn. We can get rid of that. And we can probably get... I'll keep the leaves, actually. We can definitely get rid of that. And we can almost certainly get rid of that. That can go as well. To be honest, most of this can go, but we'll stick at that, and we'll grab you and change you to that, and drop this all down. So basically, we're going to make slabs of this for the for this build. So let me just get this done, and I shall be right back with you. Alright, well, I realised I've actually been going for quite a while recording without actually achieving a great deal. However, we do need to draw a close on this episode so we can get on with the this thing. Now, I've got the platform in. I'm going to put a little fireplace area over here. I haven't quite decided exactly how we're going to do that, but obviously it's a witch's hut brewing potion area, and consequently it is going to need, you know, fire and things, and obviously wood doesn't really lend itself to that. So we are going to come, if we come to here, no, here I think actually, and we shall go, I'll call it witch hut, because that's what it's going to be. It's going to be kind of a super witch hut, but that will give us a location. We can now at least get home to pick things up, which is handy. And yeah, I think until next time, we shall call that an episode. Now, say some episodes don't appear to get a lot done. I have actually built a whole load of storage while we've been doing all of that, and consequently, because of that, I have freed up a whole load of space over in the system. It doesn't look like I freed up a whole load of space in the system, because you have to look for the other things we've got rid of it out of the system. But you know, all of this lot here is now free to be used, you know, by other slots. I don't know why it's going like that. It's quite annoying in that respect, that it's not kind of behaving itself in the usual sense of the word. But you know, we are getting there. We're kind of on top of things a little bit more now. So until next time, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you soon, and bye for now.